Hey guys, Taylor the GammaEdge here, coming at you with the post-market recap for October 20th, 2025. Had a nice little rip in the SPX today, got above the 6,700 key level. That's our top of our drunken Taylor range from there. Pretty meaningful move higher. More importantly, market trend model had a bullish momentum signal turned on Friday. Nice continuation today. We saw linear update, sustained buying. So we'll get into, those key levels on SPX 0DT. We'll also hit on the market trend model, swing trading type of stuff. We always start with SPX 0DT, right? So we're going to flip the script here a little bit. You guys can be patient for a minute. We're going to get into the swing trading side of things, right? And that starts with our market trend model. We'll get into the SPX full complex here in a second. But market trend model, as I was saying on Friday, we got our bullish momentum signal turned back on. The reason that matters is because that is a key gate in our mechanical strategies, that being our P transit plus GEX strategy and our wheel strategy. So both of those, Friday coming into today, could be looking for new long entries, and if those qualified, then they would be taking those signals. We've been in a period of time, right, the last couple of weeks where that signal has been turned off. We have not been entering long ones. We got a false signal back on last week. Right, and then last Thursday, signal was turned off, turned back on Friday, and today, unlike last week, we had a nice continuation higher, which is exactly what we wanted to see. Sustained buying throughout the session, heavy sustained buying, like that is almost a vertical intraday filtered tick or cumulative tick, and then filtered tick, right? Sustained, or our measure of large buying and selling, that was sustained higher throughout the session as well. So from a swing trading point of view, that is constructive to see. Right, next moving to, this is SPX P full complex, right, isolating the PM structure. Can see here top of transition zone 6685, on blasted right to that at the open, blasted to 6700, which is another key level in the structure. And so, here solidly in call dominated territory. The only thing to note is a good bit of put dominated strikes, especially below spot price coming into the session. Be interested to see tomorrow if right, that put positioning is still there, or that came off, and those those in the money call holders are now in control below spot price. And then above spot price, we want to see that out of money call speculation there as well, right? Because it's our opinion, markets move via out of money put and call speculation. And that is the reason why we do this every day, to look for that day over day change, right? Today we got the move higher. We want to see that call speculation now be fully in control of the structure above the spot price tomorrow. So that is what we're going to be watching intently for in our pre-market prep. All right, looking at the P2P strategy for tomorrow here, the entries, JPM Meta, those are the long entries. Our live portfolio that we're running in the Discord, that is currently full, right, 98% deployed, so we don't have any room, but that doesn't mean that your portfolio you've dedicated to P2P does not have room for additional ones. And then closing tickers, there are no closing signals tomorrow. As terms of the wheel strategy, those candidates will be updated tomorrow morning as well. Working on getting an automated scan for that into stage this week, and then hopefully, in the coming weeks before the holidays, we can roll that out live, so you're not waiting on us to post a list every day. Lastly, going to the swing game plan real quick, right? What we discussed this morning, market trend model is firing higher. The SPS full complex, we already discussed what that was about, and getting above those key levels. Right. What I said is, looking for longs, but a close eye on the eject button. Market wasn't a tricky spot to open, but that has definitely been resolved now. So all systems go, looking for those stocks, with bullish momentum to the upside. In a couple ways we find that, aside from those mechanical strategies we have our scans, call put dominated scans. Then I put together just a little bit of a couple other scans as well, looking for, call dominated stocks above P trans, which is a key upside acceleration level that we use, above the 2150 day moving averages, just because the market respects those moving averages. Just shows kind of institutional momentum in the name, whether you believe in technical analysis or not. And then I put together, right, in addition to those watch lists, just these scatter plots, so we can quickly look to see, where stocks have good risk to reward, kind of looking in this section here, which means, down to P trans. I explained this all in our YouTube live we did this afternoon, so feel free to go watch that. I'm not going to explain it again here, but these candidates have good risk to reward, meaning a lot of upside to plus GEX, which is our upside profit target level, and fairly limited downside. So it's risk to reward. That's exactly what you want. Then like trade desk, had an amazing move today. I think Palo Alto Networks had a great move today. So these are just really good candidates, at the beginning of the session to have your eye on. Now, for those 0DT traders out there, thank you for waiting patiently. Looking at that dashboard from this morning, this was our pre-market structure, pre-market setup. Same thing we do every single day. Starts with our transition zones, right? Transition zones, right? Area of the structure where the structure is undergoing transition from call to put dominated. Looking at our drunken tailor range, 6,700 key top upside level. Thing to note here today was the transition zone was very wide. And right in between our transition zones, really don't like to trade because the price action is more or less directionalist. So that is kind of informative, right? If that's kind of your trading style, selling premium above and low, areas where price is likely to go and likely not to go. So those are those key goalposts we like to identify every day. And if we are able to break through those goalposts, then we would expect a continuation in that direction, assuming we also get ample, buying to the upside via call speculation, filter tick buying, or to the downside, we break lower. We want to see that put speculation start to come in, filter tick selling come into the market. So obviously we broke above 6,700 early in the session, which was our kind of key first goalpost. And then from there, it was just a matter of how far those, call speculators, intraday buyers wanted to take us. Other thing to note here is looking at our net stack command, which is a summary of our 3D surface models, right? All the key Greeks, right? We understand those models are sometimes hard to look at. So this is just a summary table showing you, left-hand plane, right-hand plane strike. Think of those as the two peaks above and below spot price that the surface models makes. And then we have the integrals, which, using that delta as an example, we're summing all deltas below spot price, left-hand plane, above spot price, right-hand plane. We do that for each of the Greeks. And the thing that we noted this morning is why charm, all else equal, was a negative headwind on the day. Vanna had the opportunity to overcome charm and help supply fuel to the upside. And, full disclosure, I'm not the volatility guy in GammaEdge. I'm not the volatility guy as part of the room, but we can easily see, right, the VIX got crushed all day. So that certainly was a contributing factor into the move higher, which is something that we called out intraday or pre-market, I should say. Not only that, right, going back filter take buying all throughout the session. Then looking at our vol M command, right, this is a measurement of SPX 0DT volume, calls green, puts red. So what we do is every 5 minutes, we find the middle point of that 5-minute distribution of call and put volume, which is a centroid. We plot that throughout the session. What that helps us do is from the open to any point in time, we can understand what the behavior of speculation is, right? So today, call speculation was sideways to higher, put speculation was higher on the day. So this is a classic signature we see time and time again, right? If you've been following these videos for however long you've been in the community, you know that a flat sideways to higher movement in the call side, put side moving higher, that results in price moving sideways to higher, right? So there's really no reason that we saw for price to move lower, especially, right? We took out 6,700 key level, filter tick buying, and really no evidence of call speculation, deteriorating intraday. So, right, that's just 3 simple tools that we use to create that mosaic approach for the trading session. And just to show you guys how this is tangible intraday, right? I realized we were looking at the end of the day snapshot, which nothing wrong with that because all the NFL teams that played on this Sunday, they came in the office today on Monday watching game film. So why would we not do the same thing? But anyways, this is what you would have seen at 11:10 Eastern Standard Time, right? So all the data points from the open till 11:10, both the call and the put side, all were trending higher. So, right, this is a classic signature of the market wanting to move higher. Call speculation moving higher, put speculation moving higher. So, our bias as traders should be sideways to higher in this market. And then we're above 6,700, top of the drunken tailor range. So, keeps it very simple. Filter take buying coming in. So, honestly, very simple system to execute, especially when everything is aligning like that. Then obviously as data points come in, that's going to change throughout the session in terms of, what our lines of best fit are doing. So we'll just go to a random data point here. We're looking at noon. So we can see, right, call and put speculation still moving higher, lines of best fit, which are projections of the centroids through the close, and price follows where transactions are happening, or price is not going to go where they're not happening. So, informing your end of day trades, if you're selling premium, selling above and below where spot price is likely not to go, intraday future scalping, all that good stuff. This lends itself very well to any of those strategies. But anyways, feel like I've covered everything tonight, 0DT, swing trading, all that good stuff. So any questions, comments, leave them in the chat, or you can email us, drop them in the Discord, whatever you're most comfortable with. But with that, y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.